Hey everybody, so this is my breakdown of Season 4 Episode 20 of The Flash, entitled Therefore She Is. This video is obviously going to contain spoilers. I'm going to be talking about Devoe's wife Marlize and the mystery girl, and making lots of theories and predictions. Marlize Devoe drops her white lab coat and turns her back on her husband, the Thinker. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, and I think Devoe is in for one hell of a lot of fury. She said he started all this to enlighten the world, and now he just wants to rule it. And that the Thinker's first victim was her husband. Marlize then teleported away with the Thinker's chair, which of course she designed. And I think it's awesome the way she's using the invention she built for him against him. And I think we're possibly going to see Team Flash get a big surprise when Marlize shows up offering them help to stop her husband Devoe. Now this episode did a really good job of showing the true love between her and her husband before all of this Thinker madness started, which shows us how difficult it must have been for her to now betray him. But she of course feels that he's no longer even her husband. I thought it was really clever the way they showed the parallel of Marlize remembering her fractured left arm in Kenya, where she came to believe in the Enlightenment. The same time Clifford came to realize that he's nothing without her, to where she again fractured her left arm after being hit with Gypsy's vibe blast, after she pretty much flipped and lay waste to Cisco. In fact, Cisco didn't really have his best episode in terms of contribution to the team, getting soundly beaten here and at the shipping yard. But how awesome was it at the shipping yard when Devoe teleported Barry to the North Pole? Through flashbacks, the episode shows Marlize's backstory and how she came to be a true believer in the Enlightenment. And we finally got some answers and a breakdown of what the Enlightenment actually is, and how the idea was first conceived with Marlize and Clifford. Marlize and Clifford first met on a panel discussion at Oxford, where Clifford rudely belittles her on stage. This somehow impresses Marlize, and they later move in together, where she stumbles across his radical manifesto regarding how technology is a cancer, and the only way to stop it is to remove intelligence from humanity so that we stop inventing stuff. So we finally have a lot more clarity on what the Enlightenment device is. It's a string of satellites which is capable of sending 10 million megawatt bursts of dark matter to Earth, thereby decreasing the intelligence of everyone on Earth, causing the very same effects that Harry's undergoing because of his exposure to dark matter with his intelligence booster cap. And this was actually figured out by Harry, who was able to get some final brilliant thoughts out with the help of Cecile reading those thoughts before they faded. And it seems now that finding a way to reverse the effects of dark matter on Harry's mind is going to become even more important, as obviously it's now tied with the fate of humanity and humanity's intelligence. So we finally learned a lot more about our mystery girl. So the mystery girl shows up with a special delivery for Cecile and Joe. Everyone thinks it's a gift from Wally, but it's actually from her. And she says, referring to herself, it's a gift from someone who wanted them to know how special they are. Someone who understands that time is precious, and right now is all we got, relatively speaking. Now, her comment on time certainly indicates, as suspected, that she is definitely from the future. And when she's talking to Joe and Cecile, I suspect she's talking to her grandparents. Now, when she sees Iris approaches, she gives a look, like she doesn't want to be seen by Iris. Then, hiding around the corner, she flashes away, revealing to us that she is in fact a speedster. And when we see the color of her lightning, we see that it is both yellow and purple. Yellow is of course the color of Barry's lightning, and purple was the color of Iris's lightning, and Nick Fury's lightsaber. I don't know where I was going with that. But anyway, I think it's now clear that the mystery girl is Barry and Iris's daughter, Dawn Allen, or possibly their granddaughter, Jenni Ognats. But for now, I'm starting to lean more towards Dawn Allen because of the color of her lightning and also the strong reaction when she sees Iris, leading me to think that Iris is her mother. But the interesting thing is that she's spoken to everybody. Barry, Cisco, Ralph, now Cecile, Joe, everybody. But she hasn't spoken to Iris, and she doesn't even want her to see her. And why is this? Why does she have this fear around seeing her mother, or around her mother seeing her? And I think this is possibly because she grew up never knowing her mother, as Iris may have died soon after her birth. This could be a possible reason for her fear and her apprehension. Dawn Allen in the comics was born in the 30th century after Barry and Iris retired to that time, as time-traveling speedsters do. She has a twin, Don, and they were both known as the Tornado Twins. Interestingly, she was also jealous of Wally because of Barry treating him like a son and all that kind of stuff, and she was also a member of the Legion of Superheroes. As executive producer and showrunner Todd Helbing said, by the end of the finale, everyone will get an answer to who exactly the mystery girl is and how she plays into not only this season, but next season. And I think for sure we're going to see the mystery girl, who is definitely, in my opinion, either Dawn Allen or possibly Dawn Allen's daughter, Jenni Ognats, team up with Team Flash before the season is over, which would be incredible. And the awesome thing is that it's tying into season 5. She's also going to be there. So because the mystery girl is most definitely from the future, this language that she is seen writing in is probably the language of intellect, which is the language of the United Planets in that time period. But the big question for me is, how does Devoe know this language? How does Marlize know this language? I'm not sure, but I think there's going to be a whole lot of time traveling happening in the last few episodes of the season. So Cisco and Gypsy unfortunately break up. It seemed like Cynthia was happy having a more long distance on and off relationship, but it was too difficult for Cisco. And I had to have a chuckle at this Collector Agency HQ poster. Look at that pose. Breach on! And is this possibly the hero Wildcat, aka Ted Grant, whose Earth 1 version has already been introduced in Arrow? We also briefly saw the purple lightning of the Accelerated Man on Earth 19 at the Collector HQ. Caitlin is determined to get Killer Frost back, and it's going to be interesting to see how this ties into the storyline. But I quite like her with the cold gun, and she almost got the better of Devoe. And I also enjoyed Cisco's quip about everything in Devoe's wake is booby-trapped like the Home Alone house. So do you think the mystery girl is Dawn Allen or Jenni Ognats? And why doesn't she want Iris to see her? Or why doesn't she want to see Iris? Do you think it's too painful to see Iris? Or is she just not a fan of We Are the Flash? And what is it that Devoe still needs the Flash for, as he says he can't kill him yet? I think this could possibly be where the time travel fits in. And what's Marlize's next step? Will she join Team Flash in trying to stop her husband from ruling the world? And I think she is the only one with the knowledge to be able to stop the Enlightenment and to take down Devoe. But will she actually have the heart to betray her husband? She says she feels that her husband is dead, killed by the Thinker, but we saw from this episode how much they love each other. And will she actually be able to go through with it when the time comes? And is there a chance that this is actually Devoe's plan? Did he anticipate that Marlize would betray him? And is she actually helping the Enlightenment to take place by turning her back on Devoe? Let's discuss in the comments below. Please like this video if you actually enjoyed it, and please subscribe to the channel and enable notifications to make sure that you stay up to date with all the Flash and other DC content. And please also check out my Avengers Infinity War videos. I've got some theories on the Soul World, the Soul Stone, what happened to the Infinity Gauntlet, reviews, and all that good stuff. Thanks a lot for watching. Cheers for now.